Okay, so today I wanted to show you a very cool MCP server I've been playing around with. This is the browser MCP. So I'm just going to show you how to set this up. It's pretty simple. So here we need this Chrome extension. So just add this to Chrome. Pretty straightforward. And from there we need to install the server. So you can just go to the documentation page, get started, and how to set this up. So today I will be using Cursor, right? Pretty straightforward. So we have this server config here. So we're just gonna copy this, right? This setup here, okay? Then over at Cursor, you can just go to your wheel here, MCP, and just click on Add New Global MCP. You will get this JSON file and just paste that in here. And that is basically all you have to do. And we are kind of ready to go now. There's one more thing over on the Chrome extension, right? You need to connect. So just click connect and then you can just refresh here and you should be pretty much straightforward, ready to go. So let's show off this. So basically we can set up a browser and we can use the browser from Cursor, and that has some pretty cool stuff we can do with this. So here you can see I have my browser tab, here is Cursor, and you can see we are connected here. So what I can do now is I can say go to, and I want to check out the Google Gemini documentation. So we run this now, you can see we're going to connect to our MCP tool and we have this URL here. So when we run this now, in the left, you can see how fast it was, right? So let me move this a bit over here, okay. So now we can do a snapshot of this. That is basically a screenshot so we can extract some information, right? Okay, pretty good. And let's do a click here. So change to Python code example. And you will see in the browser now, we're gonna try to find the Python. So we're gonna run the click tool. Perfect. That is great. So you can see how cool this is. Good job. I need the example code. Let's say saved as test.py. We are on the agent mode in Cursor now, right? So now we're gonna grab this example code, we're gonna create the test.py, and let's accept that. And if you look at the code now, you can see, yeah, this is exactly what we have here. Let me move this, you can see this here. Yeah, perfect. So that is pretty cool. Let's ask it to check some capabilities for me here now, right? If I bring this up again, I can do a voice command here. I also need some more documentation on the capabilities text generation. Can you go into that page and write the information from the text generation page and save it as API docs.txt? So let's try a long prompt here and just give it, let's run all the tools. So it goes to text generation, perfect. Now it's probably gonna do a screenshot. Snaps, okay. So now it's gonna create the API docs.txt. So this is super cool, but we have other things we can do that I'm gonna show you soon that I think was very interesting. But this saves you time if you want to automate collecting documentation, maybe for your project. So now we're going to write the API docs.txt. We're going to take a quick look at that. Okay, so we can see here now, here we have this, we can blow this up now. You can see text generation, Gemini API documentation. And that was a very simple way to just grab all the documentation from this. So yeah, it's a pretty cool navigation thing. We can do another page. So let's just remove this, right? We can delete this, open this, and do this. And let's check out hackernews.com, something like this. And we're gonna navigate to this, perfect. And let's do. Okay, so let's grab the top 10 headlines and save it in hackernews.txt. So you can see we have the headlines here. Okay, that's fine. Did we do a snap here? Yeah, we got it. So that was pretty quick. Okay. So I think you kind of get the point how we can navigate browsers, but let me show you another cool thing we can do now when we have this set up. So another thing I want to try to do is build a simple, let's say a counter app or something, just a simple app. And let's try to run it and navigate to the local host and do some quick testing on this. Can you create a simple counter app for me that counts up and down with some buttons? Just install that and run it on localhost 3001 and then do some simple testing after you have navigated to this app. So let's try that and see how that works out. So now we are using, of course, Claude here now to create the app, and hopefully we can navigate to the app using the MCP server and see if it works. Again, I haven't tested this, but yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, so I thought this was pretty interesting. So the app could not run, but let's see if we can fix this autonomously here, because it should do like a snapshot of the app, right? Do a snapshot of the app. Okay, so it's not running, so it's gonna try again. Hey, here we got it, so that was smart. Okay, so let's see if we can test it now. Okay, so it went to the counter. It didn't click though. So maybe we can't do that. But I did try to hover over some buttons. Now it's gonna try to click. It doesn't seem it wants to test it. Okay, so that doesn't work. Let's change up the app a bit. Let's create a text input field. When we have the text input field, try to write a simple poem in the text output field, input field. Okay, so you can see we have our text input field here. It looks pretty good. So now it's going to try to navigate. Okay, so it's going to click. It just keeps resetting the app all the time. I don't know. That's pretty strange. No, again, it just keeps restarting. So I don't know, it might be some issues with my browser. I don't know what else to do here. But the idea I think is pretty cool. And I'm going to come back to this, because then we can do some automated testing. I guess I saw on the homepage that they do this, so let's play that video instead. Can you navigate to hackernews.com? And do a search for me, MCP browser. Okay, good. Click the top post.
Here I have a super basic React app where every time I click the button, the count goes up by 1. And I can ask Cursor for new features like change to add by 2. And normally what happens is Cursor will go ahead, make the code change, and then I'll go back to the app and then test to make sure that it works. So I have Cursor in the loop. But with the auto browser MCP, now I can let Cursor actually control my browser for me. So I'm going to tell Cursor, after making the change, test in the browser at my local server using the auto browser MCP. Now if I go back and then I make the same request, change to add by 2, what's going to happen is Cursor is going to first make the code change like it did before, but instead of me having to go to the website to test it, now I can call the auto browser MCP server to actually test it by itself. So it navigated to the website, it's clicking the button, it verified that it went from 0 to 2. It's going to do it again to verify that the button works correctly. And the count went from 0 to 2 to 4. And Cursor is able to tell me that everything worked. So Cursor can fully verify. It can write the code and actually go to the website afterwards to test that the changes that it made.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, right? This is something I've been thinking about for a long time, thinking about computer use. So what I was thinking about, let's say you create a website or some kind of app, and you can use computer use to actually go and test the functionalities of your app. This is basically up the same alley, but we are kind of instructing Cursor to do this. One thing I wanted just to mention, if you're gonna try out browser MCP, I'm gonna quickly put up something here. So the creator of this MCP has said that the extension uses some device to send some analytics. So just to be safe, I wouldn't do any personal data on this, just for testing. So maybe, yeah, I wouldn't go into any personal stuff if you want to test this out. But I think it's pretty cool because we can actually put things straight into cursor, and it's a very short way from the navigating the browser and turning it into files, right? Yeah, like I said, I would not use personal stuff. So yeah, I kind of enjoyed playing around with this browser MCP. Tomorrow, I thought we could take a quick look at the OpenAI Agent SDK, how we can use MCP with their Agent SDK, just to test it out since I haven't done that before. So that's gonna be for tomorrow's video. And yeah, thank you for tuning in and enjoy your day.